Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Tart Review. I'm your host, Dr. Dre. This is going to be a channel about Pop-Tarts, general feel. I'm going to do Pop-Tart reviews. I'm going to talk about new developments in the Pop-Tart world, do retrospectives on lost Pop-Tarts, anything and everything Pop-Tarts I will talk about. This is going to be my first review that I will post. It is on brown sugar cinnamon, in my opinion, the best flavor of Pop-Tarts, and I'm going to argue for that later on in this video. But first, I'm just going to give you a general overview of how the show is going to work. I'm going to start off with an intro like this. We'll be talking about the Pop-Tart I'm going to be reviewing, and then I'm going to go over into trying the Pop-Tart toasted and untoasted. Because you can try either. In order to get an overall feel for the Pop-Tart, I think it's ideal that you try both. And then I'm going to give a nice little conclusion on where I would rank the Pop-Tart on a list, or maybe out of 10. I'm going to do the 5 staples of Pop-Tarts: cherry, blueberry, brown sugar, cinnamon, chocolate fudge, and strawberry. I didn't already say that. If I did, it's cherry. And that's going to be on a rank system. While most of the Pop-Tarts I'm going to eat, I'm going to give a 1 out of 10 score. This is the brown sugar cinnamon review, so we're going to try some brown sugar cinnamon. I have these Pop-Tarts, left toasted, right untoasted, and I'm gonna have to try them now. Now, brown sugar cinnamon, in my opinion, has one of the most unique tastes and textures because the grains of brown sugar that are inside the filling itself. Now, a lot of scholars debate on the best way to eat a Pop-Tart. My opinion is to go around the crust like this, before you get into the filling. So, brown sugar cinnamon has a standard crust. A lot of Pop-Tarts will have their own unique crusts, like chocolate fudge has its own chocolate crust. S'mores has a graham cracker crust. Some have a more grainy crust, like their new flavor of Pop-Tart in the Pop-Tart Splits line, drizzled cheesecake, has more of a grainy, less more dense crust. And brown sugar cinnamon has a standard crust, just like 4 out of the 5 Pop-Tart staples, which I will get into. It's filling. It's good, warm, and cold. It has this just nice, just like faint whisper of cinnamon with some brown sugar in there. There's butter. It's just like, it's just perfect. It's evident that Christ actually is the CEO of Kellogg's. So, I'm just saying. Now, I could eat 30 of these, but I'm going to stop here so I can save room for the untoasted boy. Overall toasted, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's superb. The frosting is just a nice sugary mix. The filling is unique. The problem you get with a lot of the fruit flavors is the filling kind of just tastes the same. But this genuinely has just such a unique taste. It's very dessert. It's got sugar and butter. It's got that little whisper of cinnamon. And it's just honestly perfect. But usually I prefer to eat my Pop-Tarts untoasted, usually because toasting takes like a minute or so. And I'm a lazy fuck, so I'm just going to have an untoasted Pop-Tart most of the time. Now, untoasted, the crust isn't much of a crust. It's more of like a dough. Very chewy. In that regard, I do think if you're more of a crust man or a crust woman, I suggest toasted, because that's when you're gonna get that crunch, just like a nice, just like crispy. No texture, but if you're like me, and you really only care about the filling, I think you should go untoasted, because just like a nice cold filling, you know, it just tastes better cold. It's more textured, is what I was going to say. In the United States a few years back, a child was arrested for eating a Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun, like this, and pointing it at one of their school instructors. It was, in fact, brown sugar cinnamon. I'd like to point that out. But, back to the Tart itself. It's just so good. I'm brought to tears nearly every time I eat it, because it's just absolutely perfect. I think it's better untoasted, because you get the filling, the taste of the filling really comes out. When you toast it, it's a lot more evenly balanced. You can taste the crust, you can taste the frosting, and you can taste the filling individually. But when you untoast it, you can really focus on just one at a time. It's kind of a hard process to explain, because I feel like Pop-Tarts are the only food item where I am really capable of doing this. Maybe it's because I have eaten an ungodly amount of them on the time that I've been on this earth. But I think untoasted is the way to go. Now, should get a duster. In just general conclusion, it is number 1 on the ranking system. My camera just gave a beep. I don't know what that means, but it's probably not a good thing. I'll see you guys in the next review. This is Dr. Dre, signing off.